writing, incredible people behind the scenes, in front of the camera. I can't say enough good about it. And I actually watched it not too long ago again, and it's just, oh, the show is so good. I loved my character on it. It was incredible. I loved it. I loved it so much. I love them all. Yeah, I'm really happy I got to do that.
Is there any ever talk? Like, I mean, I don't know how often you speak to Gina Rodriguez. Like, is there any ever talk of like a movie maybe for Jane the Virgin or a reboot or anything like that amongst you guys?
No, there isn't. I haven't talked to her in a little while, but I do know that when they were, their original idea for the series was always 5 seasons. They didn't want it to be more than that. So, I mean, it's definitely time. It'd be really cool if they brought it back for a little reboot. Everything's getting rebooted, and that would just be incredible if that was
Yeah,
part of it.
I think so too. Well, congratulations are in order. You just got married.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. How is it? Because, your wife is also in the business and a singer. Like, how is that? Like, does that help? I mean, to have someone who is in the same profession and understands, the challenges of the entertainment business.
Yeah, I think it does. I think if neither of us, if I wasn't in the business and she still was, I would, just the people that we are, we're very understanding. So I think that yes, it helps because we can both, collaborate or relate, but also the reason why that we're married and why we're perfect for each other is because we are also like very understanding people. So even if she weren't in the business and I was still, she would still get it. But it does help. It is a cool element that we both get to share with one another. We have a song with one another. I get to help her with certain music video ideas. She helps me. It's just it adds to the collaboration of who we are as a couple and a partnership. So it's awesome.
That makes a lot of sense. Out of everything you've done in your career, let's talk about a 10-year-old you. There is this
Yeah,
great movie, Made in Manhattan. There you are. You're playing Jennifer Lopez is playing your mother. Do you have, you're only 10. Do you have memories from that experience?
absolutely, man. Yeah, I got started young. I was like 6 years old when I got started, and I remember everything. Acting was always something I took really. I had a lot of pride in. I had a lot of passion for it. I was really proud of myself, even at that young age. So yeah, I remember the entire thing. I remember wanting to do a great job. I remember thinking I was like, wow, I can actually like hold up with Jennifer Lopez. I felt like I was on her level when it came to acting. And it's a really special moment and memory, and I actually learned a lot from her. She's a stand-up person and is an incredibly talented person and was a great leader on set, and so I aspired to be like her. And yeah, I learned a lot and I remember a lot, and it's always going to be in my heart, deep in my heart.
What did you learn? Like, what's one thing you've learned from Jennifer Lopez?
That you can be whatever status, like big or small, and treat everybody with respect, and also always show up and be a phenomenal leader on set, because being on set can be grueling. We're working 17 hours a day sometimes, and the crew is there longer than the actors. And a lot of the times, the actors they take this tier system where, there's a hierarchy, and I never subscribed to that. So that always threw me off. So the fact that Jennifer didn't do that, um, it was a big deal, to see as a little kid and to take that in and be like, that's who I want to be like.
That's a good lesson.
Yeah.
What if, now that you've been on The Masked Singer, what if Fox, were to ring up your wife and she said, I think I'm going to do this? Like, what
Oh,
advice would you give to her?
oh man, that's a cool one.
Having been through it now, right?
Oh, I love that. Yeah, just stay calm. If you're getting claustrophobic, just breathe. Know that you have people right there with you who can help take off the costume when it gets scary, and have fun. And don't be competitive, but be okay with whatever the outcome is. You know, that would be my advice.
Do you, you've been in Hollywood forever, do you get starstruck? Are you the type, you've shared the stage this season on The Masked Singer with some, greats, like just around town when you go to a party, an event and run into someone, are you the type that gets starstruck?
Yeah, definitely. But I admire them so much. Like here's a story, that I can think of. There's multiple, but this one comes to my mind. Um, it was my first year at Comic-Con, and that is the mecca of stars and people and power and whatever. And I'm on a yacht that's docked, where it's a party, and I was a huge fan of Mythbusters. I loved that show, Mythbusters, and I see Jamie Hyneman, and I'm like 19 or something, and he's walking up the stairs, and we're at a party full of like I don't know 100 plus people, and out of nowhere I go, Jamie Hyneman, Jamie Hyneman, Jamie Hyneman, and he stops and he looks at me, and I just walk over to him, this like little 19-year-old kid. I'm like, I'm a huge fan of yours, man, and he grabbed my hand with his big hands and shook my hand. So I do get starstruck. I just, but I really admire these people, and I'm just so like in awe that I'm in their presence, and I want to show them my appreciation for what they do. And sometimes I can be low key because I also know what it's like when people come up to you and bother you. But I also want to show them like, hey man, like I'm a huge fan. Like I have no shame in saying I'm a huge fan of yours. And so I think because I appreciate that when people do that with me. So
I love it. What about, you once said in an interview that, if it were up to you, you would continue Scott McCall forever and ever, and the character would never die. I mean, do you still feel that way having done this movie? Like, are there any talks of anything
I do
new?
feel this way. I wrote the second movie. Jeff Davis said that he didn't want to be a part of it anymore, and I didn't want anyone else to take it over except for me. So I I took the advantage of writing the movie. I was like, look, guys, I'm the person for the job. So hopefully soon you'll see Teen Wolf Part Two, the movie.
Hopefully soon. Fingers crossed. And
Yeah.
as we wrap up, congratulations again on The Masked Singer. I've loved watching you. Is there a part of this business, like having done TV and movies and now The Masked Singer and music, like is there a part of this business that you wrote the second movie, like that you still want to do? And what is it that you haven't done yet?
Yeah, I want to create more. I've been writing a lot recently, and they're really good concepts and scripts. And I want to be recognized as, somebody who's a creative head in this business, that's making his TV shows, making movies, um, directing, producing, writing, editing. I want to run the full gamut of everything. And yeah, I want to be respected as a filmmaker.
I love it. Well, thank you for your time. I've loved watching you on The Masked Singer. Huge fan of all of your work. And, I appreciate you taking your time, and congratulations on your marriage again.
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Take care. Have a good
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. See you soon.